sending 7 messages. What
oh my god, bro. Give it to me.
Oh my gosh, you got me a new phone?
I know, you deserve it, baby.
Oh, yay!
You deserve it. And okay, it's, it has a password already.
Oh.
But it's our anniversary.
Okay.
What's our anniversary? Remember? Don't worry. It's August 24th, so 0824.
Okay.
You don't remember our
I
anniversary?
thought that we had a different...
Go to the photos, baby. Go to the photos.
It's already at the photos.
Is the other photos?
What is this?
Exactly.
Now wake up. She's on Tinder, texting other guys, sending other guys kissy faces, telling them to add on her Snapchat. That's crazy. While in bed with me. Now, and this is also why 2 days ago she told me she loves me, right? But she's on Tinder texting other guys.
Thank you for coming on this wonderful occasion, on this wedding day. I truly love you. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, but I couldn't figure out the words to express it. So I figured the best way to bring it up to you would be to show you.
What the hell? Oh my god! What the?
Phone's on the TV. I got the wrong charger in. I will never trust again. I swear to God. Go ahead. She's sick. Hey, I'm stuck in this car though. She gotta take me home, but will never trust this again.
Why does it matter who Dave is? Why does it matter? Does it matter who Dave is? I don't know who Dave is. Get off. Get off. Why would I get off out here?
This is why you come to Miami for! This is why you come to Miami! This is why you come to Miami!
This is Tomboy.
Why did you think I'm still back at your name tatted on me? I got your name tatted on me!
Look, you gotta stop, alright? Relax. Nobody told you to get my name tatted.
Do you ever notice something strange about women when getting confronted with direct proof of cheating, even when it's undeniable, right? These women will often lie even more instinctively just to save their reputation, because in their mind, it's justified. But there's always a specific pattern shift. There's like a different tone in her voice, just even a shift in how she talks in general, right? And there's a moment where I think a lot of us guys can realize that this didn't start when she actually cheated, right? This whole process started way before that. And here's what nobody really wants to realize about women who cheat, in my view. Most men, and even the red pill community, they watch those super viral clips and then they just call the woman disloyal. They blame society and everything external, right? They blame modern dating just as a whole, right? But I think the mistake is this. Once these, red pill guys are done blaming the external, they go right back to doing the exact same things that caused that behavior in them, right? That, basically created the conditions for that to happen. So let me be clear. I'm not excusing cheating or people who cheat. If you know my past, you realize I was cheated on consistently through my grade school years. And honestly, it becomes super easy to recognize the pattern and what it takes to actually stop that process and this behavior in women when you see it consistently, right? But of course, if you don't understand why this actually happens and why this comes up, and you just end up blaming society, then you're just setting yourself up to repeat this entire process with someone new, right? Because look, the uncomfortable truth, as I see it, is this. In most cases, there's always warning signs. There's shifts, right? And some men are too blind to pick up on these. But, most importantly, when it comes to self-accountability, realize that there was changes in you. And if you're man enough to look at that honestly, then you're finally able to get your power back. So let me break this down in this video very properly. No red pill rage, no, cope from being cheated on. Let's just talk reality. So yeah, society does play a role. the hypergamy, the attention economy, social media, of course, and women who crowdsource their personal validation. All of this is real. We know it. We can see it, right? But here's where most guys mess up. Just like I said, they stop at the external. They point outward instead of asking, the only question that actually matters is, what part did I play in creating this dynamic? Now, I'm not saying that you need to bear the brunt of society's impact on your girl. I'm not saying that at all. But you need to realize that when you take responsibility for yourself, you stop being a victim and you start being able to, set your own vibe. So find the freedom in your choices, set the temperament, filter out, and even become, the change of their behavior altogether, which can happen. So today what I'm going to share is the 3 patterns you'll see over and over again when women cheat. But what also caused this pattern and how to avoid it or hopefully fix it, right? Because the truth is, it all starts with you, especially as a man, right? So let's get into it, just straight into it. Reason number 1, women cheat. This is emotional disconnection. So this isn't arguments. It's just not just flat out cheating because whatever, willy-nilly, right? This is based on disconnection. So women don't just wake up one day and detach, right? It's usually very gradual and subtle. So in her mind, it's justified to cheat when you stop being present, when you stop leading the relationship, when, you stop leading yourself. You become reactive instead of decisive, right? Basically comfortable instead of intentional as a man. And here's where the biology comes in. So when your testosterone drops, your drive drops, your edge as a man, it softens. I think we all know this. Your ability to take action, make decisions, and just move with certainty all throughout life. It can fade. And most often, men don't even notice it happening or realize that it matters. But she notices this pattern in your behavior. And now, instead of feeling like led through the relationship, she feels like she has to drag the relationship forward. And I don't believe that female attraction can survive that process for very long. So when another guy shows up that's more decisive, more present, more engaged with everything, sometimes it's not even that he's better than you, right? I think a lot of people can understand this too when they're assessing, the next person in line that she monkey branched to, right? He's showing up in the ways that you stopped, and that's what makes him, the big thing, the next thing. And the fix is you don't chase her, you can't beg for her attention again, and you don't just try to go back and win, right? You have to rebuild your direction, like you specifically, for you, like your mission, your structure, presence, and just everything, like beyond your game. Because I think that when a man is actually locked in on his purpose, that's what women resonate with. So I want to remind everyone to comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy this material, this content, then please hit the like button. It helps a lot. Let's go to number 2. So number 2, the second reason women cheat. And this one hits harder because it has a weird nuance to it. But generally, the polarity has died. Attraction in general is not built on comfort. It's built on keeping the tension. It's the masculine and feminine energy kind of against each other, like they're opposed to each other. And that's what creates the spark. That's what is the tension, right? That's what really brings about desire. But most relationships, they slowly drift to like neutrality. Like you get too comfortable. You stop pushing yourself physically even and your own, right? You stop challenging yourself mentally. And that's what really leads to not carrying that masculine edge. And again, hormones also play a role here. Low testosterone doesn't just kill your libido, it changes your behavior and you just become more passive in life, like more agreeable, less assertive. This was my big problem way back in the day. And on paper, it sounds great to be like that nice guy, right? But attraction doesn't respond to nice. It's like putting yourself in the friend zone with your behavior over the course of the relationship instead of, continuously cultivating that tension and building that attraction with your masculinity. Because you can become too casual and just treat them like a friend, right? Instead of actually yours. Because she responds to those strong feelings and, everything that you show to her. She is going to respond to ultimately your manifestation of what you know to be certain, right? In like a real grounded energy type way. So, of course, what eventually happens next. You stop feeding, facilitating, cultivating that tension. And the relationship starts to feel boring to her, right? She will tell her friends, you guys feel like roommates or just friends in general, right? Because there's no tension, there's no edge or just moment really waiting to break into that passionate love, that you used to have. Because the polarity's gone, right? She's not even cheating because she wants another man, but she's looking for that version of you that used to exist. The one that she, started off being attracted to. So, when the charge is gone, when that whole sexual energy dynamic is just absent from the relationship, because that's the exclusive way you connect. Otherwise, you wouldn't be upset about cheating, right? So, what do I think the fix is? I think guys need to stop releasing their sexual energy on anything but their girl, right? I think once you stop, doing that thing, you can bring the sexual energy back. The real, masculine presence of just going through life throughout your day without being a wanker in general. You can build with it even when you don't have the opportunity to express it with her. Train hard in the gym, speak clearly through your business and work, make decisions, be a decision maker, have your own standards, values, and follow them. Because attraction, of course, isn't negotiated or rationalized for survival. Attraction, especially how women experience attraction, it's 100% feeling based. And when you blow your load constantly, you're losing that masculine just energy and how it's flowing through you. Like, how do you feel after you're done, right? You don't want to do anything, right? And if you're constantly releasing your sexual energy on anything but her, then of course you're literally breaking the loop in how you're expressing it, and the charge is just gone. So I think that's the biggest first step, is people need to stop wanking it, just period in general, right? You need to learn how to reconnect and reignite that charge. So that's the fix. The third reason that women cheat, this is the silent one. Basically, think silent resentment in general. So resentment, it manifests itself in a quiet way. It's almost invisible sometimes, depending on how your woman expresses her feelings, right? A lot of women are used to hiding their feelings. But what causes resentment, in my view, is stagnation. So when a man stops growing, just himself, right? Everything starts declining for him. Basically, everything in his life starts declining when he has no vision, no progression, or any of that. So over time, this stagnation in his life and just his aim in his day, right? She starts feeling like she's outgrown the man, right? Not because she's necessarily better or she thinks that, but she can tell that the man in the relationship stopped evolving. And this is what most guys avoid in their mind, is women are really wired to be attracted to momentum. So movement, progress in life. And when a man has that momentum just disappear from him, the respect that she has for you starts to fade. And, of course, once that respect starts getting chipped away at, then attraction just will not last. So that resentment slowly builds over time in place of respect, usually. And she's not going to outright say this to you necessarily. Sometimes, maybe they will a little bit. But you can feel this silent resentment take the place of their respect, right? They'll be less enthusiastic. They'll just have less energy in general towards you. And eventually, she's going to just disconnect once again. Like, that's what it's going to lead to. That's the path. And the fix, in my view, is you need to get back into the growth mindset, right? Like, for yourself. Like, just be relentless again. Be that masculine, just manifestation of being relentless, like mentally, financially, hormone health, of course, included. Hormone, this is what determines your behavior and your feelings, your internal thoughts, right? So when a man is progressing in life, then he becomes magnetic to women. I mean, he is in general, but especially to women and to life, right? It's about being focused on your purpose and being better. Like, this is simply it. People just get too comfortable in life. So having time available to make her feel special, but also working hard as fuck, throughout your day, that's the big balance. And that's also polarity as well. So it comes together, right? It's not just, doing self-help or something, right? This is literally survival for relationships and masculinity in the modern day, is challenging yourself in every way that you have to put it on yourself, because challenges don't come up the same way like they did back in our primitive days, right? Everything's basically completely different. There's no survival type issues like we had in the past, generally in most places in the world. So when it comes down to the 3 reasons why these women cheat: the emotional disconnection, the loss of polarity, and the stagnation in the man, right? And his purpose being driven. All of these things, you should be able to start to see the pattern in how these things kind of intersect. And it's not about blaming yourself for why things went wrong, right? Right? It's really just about understanding the leverage that you have as a man. Because the moment that you start saying, yeah, I played a part in this too. Once you stop being a victim, then you can start making sure that this never happens again, right? That is you reclaiming your power and also being open to learning from your mistakes, right? Seeing what you did, the self-control and improvement. This is it. And look, I don't think that you get loyalty from women by demanding it. I think you get it from being that kind of man that naturally inspires it in women. And that doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, and also just super hard and non-vulnerable to women. But it's about having that direction and growth, right? So let this land. Don't just nod your head and move on, right? Look at your life as it is right now. Look at your habits. Look at who you've become recently in the past 6 months, in the past year, and ask yourself honestly, have I slipped in one of these areas in life? Just analyze it. Because if you can fix that and, rebuild that foundation that's a little bit lower, then everything else will follow with it. This isn't about, New Year's resolution crap, but, we're 3-4 months into the year. This is just about living life better each day, no matter what. So my advice, get back to living life for yourself and, not just for the standards of what your girlfriend or wife sets on you, right? This is about rebuilding your standards for yourself so they can resonate outwards to the ones you love and have that impact and set that frequency. And I think that's going to be the big game changer. So when it comes to cheating and women that, are, as we say, of course, damaged goods, there's definitely some problems, and you can't fix all those problems. But of course, as you're more aware of who you are, your higher value, and you're on your purpose, then you're going to analyze these and encounter these red flags and filter them out, right? So to talk about the red pill aspect of this all, yeah, there's a lot of women who don't have their priorities straight, and they're going to cheat. Women who have traumas where cheating is basically what they saw in their role model parents. So they think, oh, cheating is normal. Cheating is a part of love because they'll always come back together even if someone cheats, right? I ain't going to set the standards for that myself. If you cheat, you're done. That's how I roll. And I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys would agree with as well, depending, right? So really, just be on your shit. Start getting back into what your true goals are in life, because I think especially with these days, too many people become too passive. They stop really creating. They stop being that masculine, thing that's erected in the world, and instead they start being, the thing that's all consuming, right? They just become a big gash towards whatever screen is sending out towards them. So do this, get back on your goals, fix your hormones, and really just analyze how can you be better. That's the only way to get your true power back, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of more talkative, two-framed way of just chatting. So let me know if you like this format a little bit more. But make sure you hit the like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.